the voice of Dixie State College. Dixie Sun News.
Welcome to this week's edition of Dixie Sun News. The city of St. George has been chosen as one of the main locations for a football film.
The film is based on a true story of a San Francisco football team and their pursuit in equal rights. Reporter Michael Siri set out to get the details of the film and how community members can be a part of it.
There is a new movie set to be filmed soon, and St. George just happens to be one of the few locations being used for the film. I went and talked to Phil Tuckett about the progress of the film and what we can expect from it.
Well, about 10 months ago, I was approached by a gentleman named Gary Nelson from the University of San Francisco. And Gary is a practicing dentist, but he's also an associate athletic director in San Francisco at the University of San Francisco. And they had a football team in 1951. It was the last football team that ever played for the school. And it was such a remarkable team that 60 years later, people are still talking about what they accomplished.
Tuckett says they plan on filming 80% of the movie right here in St. George. The other part of the movie will be filmed in San Francisco. The filming locations in St. George will be the Dixie Sun Bowl and the old airport.
We've come up with the locations we need. The Sun Bowl was actually built in the same year as Kezar Stadium, of the same materials in the same shape. Now the Sun Bowl is much smaller, but through the magic of movies and set design, we have a plan to make it look like Kezar Stadium. So the football portion will all be shot here in St. George in the Sun Bowl, and we have 74 football playing extras that are all citizens of the city of St. George.
They not only want to film in St. George, they also encourage the citizens of St. George and the surrounding areas to come take part in the film.
What we want to do is offer the opportunity for anybody in the community, here at the university, in the community in general, or in the surrounding areas, that would like to audition for a speaking part in the movie. We have 49 different speaking parts in the movie. So anybody who's interested in the sound of my voice here through Dixie Sun can come to Pineview High School Thursday, the 4th of April. And they're at Pineview at 5 p.m. We will have open casting for whoever wants to try out for the movie.
For Dixie Sun News, this is Michael Siri.
Be sure to take advantage of this opportunity and perhaps even get a moment of fame by showing up to the open casting call this week at Pineview High School.
This past week, Chick-fil-A had its grand opening celebration. People from all over gathered to try and be one of the first 100 people to receive 52 free meals. Flory Wenzel has the story.
100 contestants line up behind me for a day full of fun, food, and great company as they await the grand opening of Chick-fil-A.
I, for one, have a great love for Chick-fil-A, great organization, 52 free meals, about $350, so worth a Chick-fil-A.
It's an exciting time. It's a time that I think we've anticipated for a long period, and as I look at who's out here, it's just a representation of the community. I'm in this business so I can be part of the community, that I can be involved in the lives of our team members. And the people that live here in St. George. My heart really desires to be in a small town, so this is home for us.
Chick-fil-A has a strong focus on the community, but people from all over the country came to celebrate this grand opening.
I left Atlanta yesterday morning at 6 o'clock and to Houston, and Houston to LA, and then the only flight into St. George at 4:30, so I was here about 7 o'clock last night. So came into this, visit a friend here and take him. I've been to 3 of these prior to this one. So he said he had not been to one. I said, you need to go to this 100 opening, and so he said, if you'll come down, I'll go. So I'm coming. So we're enjoying it. Beautiful weather, and it's really having fun.
It's another notch in the belt, and I don't mean to belittle this event at all, but we feel like we're pros at it. we've got it down to a science, to a T. We come down to St. George for stuff like this.
A lot of preparation can go into getting ready for an event like this, from what to bring to what to expect.
I prepare by bringing a tent and a pillow and sleeping bag, toothbrush, deodorant, extra pair of clothes, and sweats and sweatshirt.
I've got cards, I've got a pillow to sleep. What else do I have here? Dice to play different games, and just walking around and seeing the different people and laughing about different things.
Preparation just needs, you don't even need a tent. I've spent a night in one of them just in a lounge chair and a sleeping bag. Just get in the sleeping bag and pull it up over my head and sit down, lean back in the chair and sleep. So
The only physical aspect I'd like to add to Mike's list is I personally brought a cot, which is serving me well as I speak. And but I think one thing I'd like to add to Mike's list is a mental preparation. You have to go in knowing that, you know, today's gonna be tough and you're just gonna have to stick it out. And it's gonna be best if you meet some new people and friendly and happy about it. And yeah, that's my answer.
One of the biggest things that I made sure is I brought my phone charger because I knew I'd be using it constantly. And
That was a great prep.
already before noon here, I was down to 50% left.
Even with a long day, people are excited for Chick-fil-A to be in St. George.
It satisfies the need for me to live in a small town, to be able to put down roots, have my kids know that they're not going to move again, and that we can call this home. But in the same vein, you know, to provide an opportunity for me to associate with the team members and also be very involved in the community, and in that way give back and be a lot more active than I have been in my current line of business.
I'm most excited to come and just be with friends and have a good Chick-fil-A meal and just be with everyone.
Well, I guess since I've got 3 grandkids that like to eat Chick-fil-A, I'll probably need to be looking for another opening in the next month or two to go out and get 52 more.
Reporting for Dixie Sun News, I'm Flory Wenzel.
Chick-fil-A is located on River Road. Be sure to give them a taste and support the local operation.
Reporter Taylor Decker is on set with us today with some news about a local robbery. Taylor?
A Tokerville resident pleaded guilty of robbing a convenience store last week after being accused of illegally possessing a gun at a local Maverick.
Stop. It expired.
Okay.
They put up the wrong, they put in the wrong graphic. They put you in as a mugshot.
Okay.
Okay. You ready, Taylor?
Yeah. Do I just go? Okay.
3, 2, 1.
A Tokerville resident pleaded guilty of robbing a convenience store last week after being accused of illegally possessing a gun at a local Maverick. On February 25th, Kevin Michael Stewart entered a Maverick around 1 a.m. He set his merchandise and money on the counter and then flashed his gun towards the cashier. The cashier ran out of the store and was able to grab the license plate of Stewart before he told officials. Stewart is charged with aggravated robbery, a possession of a dangerous weapon by a district person, and illegally carrying a concealed dangerous weapon. Back to you, Flory.
Thanks, Taylor. The dance company has been hard at work this semester as they prepare for their spring concert. Reporter Kashara Bjorkman talked to the dance company members to take a sneak peek at what can be expected at the show.
It's almost time for the 2013 Spring Dance Concert, so be prepared to be dazzled and touched by the cultured and emotional performances of the Dixie State University Dance Company. I met up with some of the dancers to talk about their upcoming performances and the difference between the spring dance concert and the winter.
This one will be different. Last semester there was a lot of, I feel like it was livelier, like it was a little less serious. In this concert there's a lot more like personal pieces, I guess.
A lot of the dancers are very passionate, very lyrical, very serious, but also very expressive. They're very cool that way. I think that the culture of the spring dance is very, very cool. As far as I've seen from the spring lineup of numbers, they're very diverse and they play on a lot of really cool emotions that people don't usually target anymore.
This semester we have a lot more longer pieces than we have in the past. And I think it's nice because you can tell a story in a longer piece, like more than you can develop it more than you can in a shorter piece.
Less about show and more about, you know, the actual meaning behind the dances, but they'll still be cool to watch. They're just different, you know?
Some unlikely props are being used in several routines to add to the feel of this concert's choreography.
So we do longboards, scooters, and we're just kind of all rolling and utilizing them the best we can. Yeah, it's all just like a big, crazy, ridiculous mess, but it's awesome, for sure.
We use props like last semester too, and it helps, but sometimes it can be distracting. But I don't mind using props. With the boys' piece, I think the props work very well.
All the choreographers are so awesome in trying to just like pay extra special attention to make sure that you understand the moves as well as feel comfortable doing the moves, you know, so I think that's really important.
It's always nice to have a message and not just like a dance, because then I think it like touches people. I think this time we've had more of that than we did in the winter concert.
The Spring Dance Concert takes place on the evenings of April 11th and 12th at the Eccles Fine Arts Center. For Dixie Sun News, this is Kashara Bjorkman.
Be sure to get your tickets from the Dixie State box office before they are sold out. Admission is $5 or $1 with student ID.
Students at Dixie aspire to one day own their own business. But what about those who have started businesses while attending college? Reporter Calvin Smith talked to students about the pros and cons of running a business while being a full-time student.
Running your own business takes work, discipline, and self-motivation. But if you're still in college, it can be a whole new challenge. A large number of college students come to Dixie to earn their degrees in business. But what about the students who start their businesses while they're still in school, sometimes even during their freshman year?
Continue on 1450 South Street for 1 mile.
Right now we're driving to the next client's appointment to do an exterior window cleaning. I started my window cleaning business because I was sick and tired of working for somebody else. Not only do I make more, but I also get to set my own hours and work when I want, how hard I want. And if I want more money, I'm able to work harder to gain more money.
The biggest benefit I've seen so far about being an entrepreneur is the fact that every day I'm learning new things. Every day is a new experience. Every day there's a new problem, there's a new solution, there's highs, there's lows. And I honestly believe that I've learned more in this past few years that I've been an entrepreneur than I have my entire stay at the college, that I have in any other of my other jobs or anything like that, because everything relied more on me.
I think students owning and running their own business is a great idea, not just as students, but for the rest of their life. We have a lot of students in the department that don't really want to go through the traditional scenario, you're right, of getting their degree and go finding a corporate spot somewhere and staying there the rest of their lives.
Students who choose to run their own businesses will probably earn more money. But what happens when you have to choose between work and class?
Yeah, sometimes I am forced to schedule a client over one of my classes.
The downside is working for yourself is normally a 16-hour a day rather than an 8-hour a day type of a job.
Yes, I have skipped a few classes to make things work, and I do dedicate most of my Saturdays in fulfilling orders and printing product.
The self-motivated college students of today will shape the businesses of tomorrow. Calvin Smith, Dixie Sun News.
That's our show for this week. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Dixie Sun News for all the latest campus news. I'm Samantha.
And I'm Flory. We'll see you next week.